Dude.
Hey everybody, this is Ben with Impact Jiu Jitsu Albuquerque. Thanks for joining us for our first ever IGTV. So we're doing Friday class here, just like normal. We're gonna chain everything we went through this week, kind of synthesize it. But first, I'm gonna go through a bunch of warm-ups and some workouts you can do at home, because I know a lot of people are gonna be joining me from home with these classes, and so hopefully this will give you something you can either A, do on your own time, set it up for rounds and get some cardio in, or B, just something you can follow along with right now to get yourself moving if you're gonna do the class with us, okay? So I set these cones out, gave myself a very limited amount of space because a lot of people at home are gonna work with that amount of space, okay? So the very first thing, I'm gonna go through my normal Friday morning warm-up, and it's just gonna be getting the blood moving to all the joints we're gonna use today in the flow that we're gonna go over. Okay, so standing straight, we're gonna reach tall to the sky and then down to our feet. Coming all the way up, all the way down. All the way up, and now we're gonna move on the breath. So we're gonna move pretty fast, all right? But we're moving with our breath. We're just trying to get our lungs full and make our bodies move, all right? So it's inhale all the way up, exhale all the way down. All right, moving down to the ground. We're gonna set our shoulders right over our hands, doing circles, warming those wrists up. All right, I'm putting actually a lot of my weight right over my shoulders, so my hands are taking it, okay? Flip them over, all right? And we're gonna do the shoulders, all right? Just moving those. This is scapular activation push-ups. I'm sure there are other videos out there on people breaking those down, all right? But I'm just moving in my shoulders. Okay, circle the other way. Again, just a quick thing, get the blood moving. All right. I'm gonna drive back. We're gonna pop up from this position into downward dog, okay? Or kind of like a TP position. And the same thing, I'm gonna inhale, exhale, all right? So I'm driving back and up. And then I'm coming back down to that original position on my knees. All right? So inhale up, exhale down. Awesome. Okay, so from there, we're gonna do our 90-90s, 90 degrees. Turning, staying torso upright, really trying to make your legs at 90 degrees as well, all right? So just driving into that first one, come back to center, turn it over, really try to get your torso up tall, and then we're activating, moving. I'm gonna kind of go pretty quickly through these next things. Again, the next ones I show are gonna be home drills, okay? I'm not gonna do them for the full amount of time that you would probably wanna do them, because for you, it'd probably be a workout. So right now, I'm just gonna show a couple. I'm gonna go with shrimps in place. I'm gonna do, let's see here, level changes, technical stand-ups, and sit-outs, right? Your shrimp is the one you do every day in class, right? It's very simple. I'm going heels to butt, and I'm pushing out to the side. I'm gonna use my feet now to pull myself back into place, right? So when I turn, I'm getting up on my shoulder, and then I'm pushing out to the side. I'm gonna use these same feet to pull myself back into place, all right? Again, the more of your body that touches the ground, the more friction there is. So it's gonna make it better if your actually hips are off the ground. So if you normally keep your hips on the ground, try as a challenge to keep them up the whole time. And that'll help reduce the friction and increase your hip mobility and strength for all those moves, okay? So that's the first one. Next one, technical stand-ups, or I'm sorry, the next one is gonna be level changes. So from that position, you're just getting low. Bend at the knees, low enough to touch the ground, right? Right in here. You can switch it up, touching the ground, all right? If you want to challenge, right? Take that small space that you have, and we're gonna be doing shots, right? So I can still level change, move across, come up. Level change, come across, come up, right? So you can make that more or less difficult depending on your range of motion or what you're looking for. Think hotel workout. What can I do in that confined space? Next one, technical stand-up. Break falls are totally optional on this. Framing, coming up, boom, coming down. Framing, coming up, coming down. All right, again, each one of these is gonna be about 90 seconds. Put like 20-second breaks in between, and you'll be able to get through many rounds of this. Last one is gonna be sit-outs. I'm gonna start all fours. I'm gonna pull one hand off the ground as the back opposite leg comes through to where that hand used to be. I can come right to here. Do not touch your butt to the ground. Come back, come here, come back, right. I can make this move pretty fast. For a challenge, right? Again, making things work. All right. So I can make everything scale, more or less difficult, faster, slower, a range of motion exercise, or something to really get your heart rate up. So that's what I'm giving you this week for the at-home drills or the hotel workout stuff. Again, about 90 seconds per exercise, and then with about a 20-second break in between, 2 to 3 rounds, and I promise you're gonna be feeling it, okay? So, from there, let's transition into our normal class. Okay, so we're gonna start doing the chain drill now. Get these cones out of the way. I'm bringing Coach Jeff in to help me. Oh, damn. All right, so this week we went over open guard. All right, so I'm gonna be starting with my feet on the hips, and I'm gonna be tracking this individual, right? I do not want him to be here, okay? We discussed at the seminar at length on angle, defining kind of that space where you can have victory, right? Michael Chapman talked a lot about this is a winning angle for him. Same thing with passing as the stand-up game or takedowns or anything else. If he's here, I'm losing, he's winning, right? So I'm always looking to track that person with my feet. I got my feet on the hips so I can keep his mass away from my body. And if he starts moving around, I can head him off at the pass with my hips. He goes the other way, right? I can come to the next level of framing, okay? So when you have this person out here, all right, this is my primary level of frames. This has the most distance. It is the least likely that it can punch me in the face from here, okay? So when I can push that person away, this is my level 1 of frames, right? Level 1 frames here, okay? As he starts to get my legs out of the way, I still don't want him coming chest to chest with me, so I'm going arm lengths, knees to chest, all right? I'm bringing these knees in to protect my elbows, which are now exposed, right? This is gonna be level 2, all right? Arm length or knees, that's gonna be level 2. I'm using that to immediately re-guard, okay? So once I've re-guarded, I'm back at level 1, so level 2, back to level 1. He passes again, right? He gets those legs all the way away. I'm going all the way to level 3, all right? Right here, this is something we want to avoid, at all times, right? This is him getting control of my body by putting pressure on top of me. All right, so once this person starts to pass, I need to close that up. I'm bringing my forearm and shin together, framing across hips, and the one framing across here. This is level 3. This is as close as I ever want him to get to me, all right? Because from here, I can still use my legs and my arms together to get him out to level 2. I'm gonna lasso in, or if I can, bring my knee on the inside. Doesn't really matter, it's gonna be personal preference, but both will access the hips and get me back to level 1. All right, so because this is gonna be a chain, we're gonna put those together, okay? So he starts to pass, head him off. He gets my legs out of the way. Frame, knees to chest, feet on hips. He takes my legs the other way, heel up, right? I'm at level 3. Level 2, come back in, level 1. All right, so we're gonna do that thing again, right? So this is gonna be the first segment of your chain. He starts to pass, head him off. Frame, knees up, frame, leg in, and back to 1, right? So we'll do it slow one last time for this piece. He starts to go. I'm making sure he doesn't get that angle by moving my hips out. This is just your basic shrimping movement, okay? Now, he has good grips, as he would, right? And as he should. So he's gonna pitch my legs out of here. Boom, I'm responding. He's moving my body. He's actually bringing my upper body frames to himself, okay? And I'm immediately reacting by knees to chest, heels to butt, feet on hips. So that was level 2, back to level 1. He's immediately doing the same, boom. So I'm shin and elbow, right? Creating that shield low on the body, okay? Forearm high on the body here. This is level 3. I push, right? Now I'm at level 2. Once I can use my knee to push on him, shin to push on him, right? Whether he moves or I move, it really doesn't matter. I got him out to level 2, which is where I'm going to access, either way, level 1, okay? So let's go full speed one more time. Awesome. So that piece is the first piece of your chain. The next piece, we're looking at the sweeps, right? He's standing pretty square. This is where I would scoot and sweep, right? This is the double ankle sweep, right? I'm pulling ankles as I'm lifting his hips, okay? Pulling ankles as I lift the hips, so I can actually get him kind of floating there for a second. That's what we want, right? If he was much, much bigger than me, I probably can't make him float. So I'm just looking to extend him up and back. That's my thought, okay? But often we'll get here and he's just like, nah, dog, I am participating in that. So I switched to a traditional tripod sweep, but everybody knows that one. Plus he's got that hand there. It's gonna be really difficult to pull off, all right? That's your tripod sweep. I would push and pull, right? Push and pull right there. It's the same except with a single ankle control with this hand, okay? We went over this in Jared's class on Tuesday. Tripod sweep, boom, all right? Again, he's got this. He knows what's gonna happen, so he's gonna step back, all right? I can switch, right? This foot was removed from the leg. I no longer have anything to sweep it with, so I'm getting that pant grip off, and I'm gonna switch feet. Yeah, what's up?
What's the option if you can't get your knees up to your chest?
If I can't get my knees up to my chest, on the re-guarding. Yeah, so we'll just rewind it here real quick. So he's getting my arms out. We'll start at level 2. So he's still up, right? He's here. If I can't do this, okay, oftentimes this will be a time when I bail and I start shooting for a single and I come up here, okay? That's a great time for that, but even simpler, right? You don't have to come here to go right back. I'm gonna come here, I'm gonna go shin, right? I'll just scoop my butt away to create the space that I want, right? Shin to shin. Scoop the butt away, shin to shin, and I will start playing off of that leg, because he still needs to come forward, right? Even, like, go ahead and collapse in me, right? This is fine, because I can create the space and distance necessary to start to re-guard, even in simple ways, right? What I can't afford, right, is try to go like, knees to chest, and I can't get it, and he just goes knee on belly, right? That's what I don't want. So I'm looking to, I've got friends here, so I'm stopping him there. I need to stop this. It's gonna close up the space, right? So if I can't get myself totally in that space, I'll shrimp even further so I have plenty of space to put shin on shin and start looking for that hip, lasso, knee in options, right? I'm gonna buy myself those options, okay? The shrimp is always gonna be our friend. Okay, so thank you for the question, by the way. Thanks for participating, all right? So I'm going back, it was double ankle, then he stepped back and I was like, tripod, I know. No. We have our little music makers back there.
Oh my God.
Well, those are familiar sounds. All right, so from here, right, I made the foot switch. Tripod, foot switch, tripod, foot switch to sickle, right? Tripod, sickle. The sickle sweep, I'm chopping and pulling, right? I've got two things to pull with. I've got one to push with. If I can control this, great. If I can't, fine, right? This is no gi, right? No gi would be this. And how long is that grip gonna last? Like maybe half a second, right? So it's very unlikely you have it, okay? So you don't need it, but in the gi, why not take it, right? And I'm just gonna extend upwards and back and drop that person down. All right, so when I put them together, I got this, he steps out, tripod, whoops, and I'm going. Okay, I understand that was really super fast together, but that's not a real speed, right? I try this, no. Try this, no. And sickle sweep. Right? I'm coming up as a typical reaction that I'm gonna do. It's a trained reaction for me. And so in the rest of, when we put everything together, I'm probably not gonna do that just so that our chain can continue to flow. But that's what I would like to do ultimately. Right? This is where I wanna come, right? I wanna be able to pass like right away. So, let's put it all together and see what happens. Yeah? One more time. Let's put the pieces together. So that's part one and part two. All right, he's starting to pass. Head him off. Level 2, back to 1. Level 3, to 2, to 1. All right, I'm hunting. He stepped close. Nope, not good enough. Tripod, nope. Sickle. All right. Expect that technical stand-up. It is what he should do, and it's what's going to keep me from immediately passing. All right. So, questions before we move on? I'll give this a second so people can move their thumbs. So the babies can start crying again.
Jay Barton says, I make that same sound rolling with Jeff. I think he was referring to the baby crying.
I think probably so.
The Hendersons say hi.
Oh, hey.
Bobby says, well, he's crying, laughing.
With Bobby.
Thanks, Bobby.
Lloyd.
Thanks, Bobby. Okay, so let's look at the last piece. The last piece is going to be by far the most technical, right? And it involves a lot of like little nuanced pieces that take feel, right? That's the weird thing about Jiu Jitsu is some of the moves are completely technically driven. And if you understand them, you'll do them, no problem. And other ones, you can get all the technique all day and you're still missing it. And it's like, fuck, why is this happening? But it's feel. Now you gotta know the moment. It's precision and timing. That's what this is about, right? Jiu-Jitsu ultimately is leverage, precision, and timing, right? That's why it's a technique-driven thing, not just like, I'm bigger so I smash you, hooray for me, right? And that's what we're constantly trying to level up here. So in this moment here, Jeff's gonna get a hold of my legs. Again, this is what your opponent's going to do because it is what they should be doing, okay? I'm gonna look to break. You can just get a single hook grip, pistol grip, etc., right? And look to stomp that leg free. I really am just stomping out past them. But with somebody really strong, you're probably gonna have to use a 2-on-1, right? And I'm using this as a leash on this person, right? So, boom, I get that down. Going right back to that hip. Notice where I'm putting his arm inside, right? This is great for making them very nervous, right? Because I've got a bit of an arm bar here, okay? I'm probably not gonna finish it, but it's a good thing to make them react. Boom. Break, hip, pinch it in, get a hold here, all right? He's staying in too deep. He's getting his hips low, right? That's my cue, okay? He's over my hips, great for me. I'm gonna lift him up, we're going elevator sweep. I want this posture piece. Once I lift his hips, I gotta have his posture down. Boom. Okay?
We got a question.
Oh, what's up?
It's from Kyle.
Hey, Kyle.
Tips for controlling the legs if your partner is pressuring with their hips and grips.
Tips. Oh, tips for me controlling my legs? That's tough. So, if they're pressuring in with their hips and grips, just coming in, driving in, right? Well, if I get here, right, and he's basically changing my diaper, I'm hosed. It's too late. It's too late, okay? So, as soon
Their
as
legs.
their legs, okay. Well, same still goes. If you get your legs over your head, you're host. All right, so if he's coming in, right, go ahead and pressure, pressure, pressure. Awesome. So he's pressuring hips, he's pressuring on my legs with his grips and everything like that. He can even start grabbing my lapels and things like that and really messing with me, right? Do not let your legs get compressed to here. You don't have any strength there, okay? You have to keep them out away from your chest. If you let them get compressed all the way into you, you're not strong anymore. Nobody's working out this low to the ground, right? You're not doing squats coming down and collapsing your knees into your chest, right? At least I don't think you are, right? So when this person starts to come in, I'm triaging, right? Not only am I going for different grips, right? Not only am I shooting through and that type of thing, I'm also gonna only do it at the time that I choose, right? It's gonna be on my terms. So if he starts really pressuring in, right? I'm gonna start extending him. Honestly, I'll start framing off at the shins to back away, right? Because again, it should be on my terms. Go ahead and pressure in, Jeff. Right? Notice, my elbow is on the ground. I created another frame just so he couldn't compress any further, right? That's the long arms, or long bones of my forearm against the ground and his shin. So I'm not using any strength here, and I'm keeping his shin totally kickstanded up and away from me. So my hips aren't bearing pressure, right? With that in play, right, that's where I'm gonna be able to start doing lots of switches and movement, right, and come away, okay? So I am looking to create frames, create space. If he's driving my legs away from me, right, oftentimes, right, what I'm doing over here, can you take my legs to the other side? Here, yeah. I'll put that frame down there on me. So he can only take me so far, right? Because I ultimately want to get right back to him. I want to face him. I don't want that angle to happen, right? I'm looking to spread that person out. Only engage on your own terms. Hopefully that's helpful. Yeah? Okay. So, what we were talking about before. Breaking, right? His posture's broken, but if his hips are in, it's gonna be hard to see that, right? Go ahead and change your levels and give me some pressure. Yeah. Right? This is gonna be hard to see that his posture's broken. Because honestly, he's still technically upright. But once I get this person, I'm gonna pull, right? Hold the arc over. Now I can see his posture was broken, right? I got his hips loaded. I'm pulling him out further and further and further, right? And then I tuck that back and over. I would like to be over here. In this drill, we're not gonna have that much success. He's gonna come back up. Okay, pop, he's coming in. I got him here, right again. Forward, down. He's coming back around, right? Right back into place. I want that same thing, right? We're gonna set it up again. Pop, grab, right? This time, there's a cool little distinction you can make. You can actually switch which hands you go with. Let's do this again. Awesome. I can break, and instead of going up on the inside, this is gonna be pretty fun. I'm gonna go from the outside to get this, right? Notice high elbow, like I'm drawing back a bow, right? Boom. Because now, legs going inside, coming up for a triangle, and that sneaky little hand that had gone across to the lapel, now I have it free to grab my shin. And that's where we're finishing this. We'll give a partner a nice little squeeze, or whoever it is that is at home with you. This is a great chance to get somebody else involved in jiu-jitsu, all right? Find somebody who's watching TV in the house, girlfriend, mom, whoever. They all like it, right? Dads too, grandpas, just grab them, triangle them, all right? So I'm popping that grip. I'm actually gonna reach with the outside hand this time, under the lapel, get that posture set, foot goes inside the bicep, and I'm gonna stomp to the sky as I bridge off of his hips. Boom, grab, drop him down, and there's my finish, okay? Wanna do those two pieces together? Okay, so we're gonna put the two pieces together. Kid is smiling, so somebody said something at our expense, I'm sure. All right, so we're here. Pop the grip, get a hold of the lapel, he's posturing. Nah, I don't think so. Coming back in, dealing with this. I'm gonna pop the grip, outside hand, going in. Right, that's what's gonna allow me to reach, pull, and grab immediately to that shin and finish that person off. Okay? So, all together now, or more questions about that? Ask questions about this. It's very difficult for me to like go and answer a different question over here and come back to it.
We're gonna throw this whole thing together. Train wreck time.
It's train wreck time. All right. Yeah. All right. So let's put it all together. All right. So nice and slow at first, right? We have 3 major chunks. Everything's coming together. So he's beginning to move around. I'm trying to head him off at the pass with my hips. He ditches the legs, frame, knees in. Again, if you can't get your knees in right, I'm gonna add an extra little shrimp there, right? So I can start bringing my body back into place. Back to layer 1, he passes again, boom. Layer 3, right? 2 low shields, forearms and shins. Extend. I either move him or I move me, tomato, tomato, right? Out to layer 2, layer 3, okay? I'm looking for that double ankle sweep. He's like, nah, son, pop, switch, 6. He's technically standing, we're right back in that same scenario. I'm gonna break, boom, inside hand, gets a hold, right? And we're just gonna rainbow him up and over. Okay, coming through, same thing, he wants more, so pop, outside hand, goes under, locks everything in place. That's gonna help me get my hips up. Boom, stomp, grab and grab. Let's finish it up, okay? Okay, so, thumbs up, awesome. Let's do it again. Let's make this thing run off the rails. Here we go. Huh? Chain, right? And that should have covered everything from class Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Just smash it together, all right? One more time? Yeah, one more time? Let's do it.
With speed.
That speed was fun. God, fuck you, it was not fun. Sorry.
Hey, Jeff, you have a question.
What's the question?
What's the kicker?
Thanks for that question, Fred.
There is no kicker today, guys.
No kicker today. So, hopefully, that got you your fix. All right, that was the chain for this week. If you have somebody that you can train with, fantastic. If you can't, pieces together at the beginning so we can drill. And that was strips, level changes, technical stand-ups, and the sit-outs, right? So that's what we're looking for, that kind of drilling for success and to keep our cardio elevated. Any questions before we sign off here? Give you a second. Look awkwardly into the camera. Okay.
DeWong. Andy, tell Jay Silla, NASPA $100 show you rogi.
Who said that?
That's Andy Wong.
Oh.
Say hi.
Hey, Andy, how's it going?
Hey, by the way, Andy, so anybody else who's online, Andy, thank you.
Jeb
for
says thanks.
all the stuff that you showed this week.
Jay says thanks.
And yeah,
DeWong says lol.
awesome. Hey, everybody, have a good weekend. All right, be well.
Have a good one, guys.